I'm not really thinking about it, honestly. Just really focused on Atlanta right now. We got a lot of work to do so far this season, so just like I said, just focus on this week. No, not at all. Honestly, I just like I said, it's I got to prepare like I do every other week and get ready for this game.
How you got to where you are? Part of the reason why you're trying to
I think I'm just trying to take, just go about my business how I always have. Just taking it one day at a time, not thinking about the future, not thinking about tomorrow, just handling today and let everything else kind of just play itself out. Yeah, I mean, I think it works for me. I think it's the best way that I can prepare, and I think it's the only way that I can keep getting better.
Adam, going up against another good receiving duo, with Julio and Muhammad, I realize you're not actually matching up with them, but when you go into a game like that, is it motivation at all to, try to get people to pay attention to you guys as well?
No, I mean, we're just kind of focused on what we have to do to play, against their defense. Obviously, I have a ton of respect for those guys and what they've been able to do over the years and what they've been able to do this season. But luckily we don't have to go against them. So yeah, just kind of focus on what we need to do against this defense. It's a really good defense, a fast defense, and we're going to have to prepare just like every other week.
You studied other wide receivers much? Is that a thing you guys do?
I mean, I watch NFL football, so I've seen a lot of their games throughout the season when they're playing at different times or things like that. And over the course of the last few seasons, I've been able to see what they do, and they play similar teams, so I get to see them when they play similar teams that we're going to play that defense. So I have, like I said, I have a lot of respect for those guys because they're really good football players. They play the game the right way, which you got to respect that.
What's it like to go to a stadium when it's kind of new like this and get to play there for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously as a player, we don't get to see a whole lot of the stadium, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, there's not really much for us that we can do, but other than just play our game. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think it'll be a cool stadium, obviously with the video boards and the open roof and things like that. But like I said, for the most part, we're not seeing much of the stadium. So it's the same turf that every stadium. So not much different for us.
I got banged up on the outside going into this game, but how dangerous is this team? What do they bring to the top?
They're dangerous, I think, because they're so fast. I mean, every position, defensive line, linebackers, and then their secondary, they're all really fast. And you see that on film. They fly around the ball. I think for a team to be able to play well and play zone for a majority of the game, you got to be fast and you got to be able to be smart football players, and they've been able to do that. And I think it was a big reason why they were able to go to the Super Bowl last year because they were playing really well together. So it's another test for us as an offense, and we're excited to prepare for them and play on Sunday.
And why is it tougher to play zone when you don't have speed? Why is speed so prohibitive to do that well?
I think because you have to cover more space when you're playing a zone coverage. Obviously, I'm not a defensive back, but from what I've seen from them, they can cover a lot more space, and to be able to do that, like I said, you have to be quick, you have to be fast, and you have to be smart. Like I said, they do that really well. They play really well together. I think that's another thing. When you're a predominantly zone defense, you have to play really well together and understand where guys are going to be and where your help's coming from.
I suppose more reaction, just go cover those guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot more thinking involved, other than just, hey, I got this guy and I got to cover him.
How about from your side of the ball? Which creates more of a challenge when you're going up against a zone defense or one that primarily plays man?
Well, the thing they do really well is they mix in both. They actually play a lot more man this year than they have in the past. So, honestly, it's just it depends on each week. Each week is a new challenge. You get kind of different defenses, so there's not really whether it's man or zone that's harder to go against. It's just figuring out what you're getting and how you're going to beat that.
Has there been a team that you face that's similar to what they're going to bring?
Yeah, I mean, we played Seattle in the preseason. They're very similar. They probably play a little more man than Seattle does, but in a lot of ways they're very similar.
How's Zimmer's mood been now the team's 9-2? Is he cheered up at all?
No, he's same old, same old. He just wants us to be the best football team we can be, and he knows that each week we have a lot to improve on. And I think a lot of our players have that same mentality. We're not really satisfied with what we've done so far. because I think each week there's things that we see on film that, hey, we can get a lot better than that. That's a good problem to have, especially when you're winning.
What about players? I mean, is just the vibe in the locker room or just general confidence, does that change much when you're 9-2 or 7-0 versus when you're 2-2?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, when you're winning, things things are a lot better. The mood's better, things like that. But I think the one thing that this team does a really good job of is just taking it 1 week at a time. You know, we kind of forget about what our record is. We don't even think about what our record is. We just kind of go into each week the same way and prepare the same way and try to make plays on Sundays.
Coach Shermer noticed the pressure and sacks are taking balls without even blitzing. How does that affect what the receivers try to do to
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows that we got to get open faster, and we have to be more precise on our routes because they can get to the quarterback and they can drop guys out and play coverage and still get to the quarterback. So we're gonna have to be really good at getting open and getting open quickly.
You said a few times that you want to get better. Where do you feel like you can't get better?
There's a lot of areas. I mean, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to help this team win games, and I think you have to be an all-around receiver to do that. You have to be able to block in the run game and do a lot of things in the pass game. So just each week trying to master the game plan because our game plan changes week to week, and you're going to have different routes and different combinations that you think is good against the defense. So each week it's a new challenge, and like I said, and trying to figure out what those teams do, and like I said, each team is different, so you have to figure out what's the best way to beat that.
2 more 5, guys.
Hey Adam, as you watch other games around the league, do you see receivers that are asked to block as much as you are?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's part of the game. I mean, to be a successful offense, you have to have receivers that block because ultimately we can't do what we do in the pass game if it's not for big explosive runs, and that's something that we've been able to do this year. Obviously, credit to the guys up front and our running backs, but I think those long runs are broke from the receivers' blocks in the secondary, and I think we have a good understanding at the receiver position that we know that that's our job, and we got to do it at a high level to help this team win games.
But do you see a lot of other teams? There's a lot of times where you're in motion, kind of helping block as maybe a backside defensive end. Do you see a lot of receivers doing that in other offenses, or?
Yeah, there is.
I mean,
okay. I think, like I said, I think teams have to do that. I think it's just kind of part of the game nowadays to help your team be successful on offense. But yeah, you see it around the league.
Well, just the reaction to Case Keenum being named NFC Player of the Month. Just kind of the vibe around the locker room about him being honored today.
Yeah, we gave him a little applause in the media room today, so that was good. No, we're excited for him. Obviously, he's been playing at a high level, playing with a lot of confidence, and he's been a great leader for us. He demands the huddle. He has excitement every day in practice. He kind of gets us going every day. So, we have a lot of faith and trust in him to lead us, and we're just going to continue to ride off him.
Stefan kept talking a little bit about trying to keep the collapse last year as a regular season. How much is that something generally talked about, like in
never been talked about. I don't think it's ever been talked about in meetings. I think it's something that we kind of learn from, and we probably have in the back of our heads, but we don't think about it. We don't talk about it. We just take it week to week, and we kind of know what those things were that kind of got us to that point last year, and we're trying to avoid those things.